If you think you have to wait until you hit 1,000 subscribers to make any money on YouTube, you're wrong. I know, because I didn't wait, and neither should you. Here's the problem. Almost every new creator gets fixated on one single number, AdSense. You need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, and until you hit that, you make nothing. But AdSense is one of the slowest ways to make money on YouTube, especially when you're just starting out. While you're waiting for YouTube to say you're big enough, you could already be helping someone, solving a real problem, and getting paid for it. So in this video, I'm going to show you 5 ways to make money from YouTube that don't depend on subscriber count or viral views. Some of these I've done myself, and I'll show you my real numbers. Others I haven't tried yet, but I've researched them enough to explain how they work and who they're best for. Because you don't need a huge audience to start earning. You need one real problem and one helpful offer, and a way for the right person to find it. Let's get into it. The first way you can start earning before YouTube monetization is affiliate marketing. And honestly, this is probably one of the simplest places to start. Here's how it works. You mention a product, a tool, a book, or a service in your video. You put a special link in your description. And if someone clicks that link and buys through it, you may earn a small commission. Now, that commission can be different depending on the product or the program. And sometimes it's small, sometimes it can be more. But the point is this: you don't need to be monetized on YouTube for this to work. You don't need 1,000 subscribers, and you don't need 4,000 watch hours. You just need one helpful recommendation, one link, and one person who decides to buy. I've made about $15 so far through Amazon affiliate links. Now, is that life-changing money? No. But it matters because I didn't need YouTube to approve my channel for ads before I earned it. I needed a video, an honest recommendation, and a link in my description. That's proof. Small proof, but still proof. And if you're already mentioning products in your videos anyway, this can be a really natural place to start. Books, tools, camera gear, a tripod, a microphone, your phone, editing apps, makeup, clothes, kitchen tools, craft supplies, whatever fits your channel. If you genuinely use something and you would honestly recommend it to someone, there may be an affiliate program for it. For example, if you're teaching people how to start YouTube, you might mention the tripod you use, the clip-on mic you like, the lights you bought, or the phone mount that made recording easier. If you talk about books, link the books. If you make fashion or makeup videos, link the clothes or products you actually wear and use. If you teach cooking, link the tools you cook with. If you create tutorials, link the tools that help you make them. You don't have to make this complicated. A simple place many beginners start is Amazon Associates. You apply, add your channel information, and if you're accepted, you can create affiliate links for products you already talk about. That's what I did. I added my channel, filled out the information, and once I was approved, I started linking the things I use for my YouTube: my camera, my gear, microphone, lights, and the basic tools that help me start creating. Then you put those links in your video description. And in the video, you can say something like, everything I'm using today is linked in the description below. That's it. You don't have to make it weird. You don't have to turn your whole video into a sales pitch. You're just helping someone find the thing you already mentioned. The first time I made affiliate income, it was around $10. Someone bought a tripod. Someone else bought a clip-on microphone. Again, not life-changing money, but it showed me something important. You can earn from your videos before YouTube pays you through ads. And the nice thing about affiliate links is that they keep working quietly in the background. If people keep finding that video later, they may keep clicking those links later, but only recommend things you actually use, things you trust or truly believe would help your viewer. Don't recommend junk just because you might make a couple of dollars. Your audience may be small right now, but their trust is not small. Protect that, because making a few dollars is nice, but being trusted by the people watching you is worth a whole lot more. The second way you can start earning before YouTube monetization is by selling digital products. And this is where things can get really interesting, even with a small audience. A digital product is something you create once and can sell over and over again. It could be a guide, a checklist, a workbook, a printable, a spreadsheet, maybe even a simple PDF that helps someone solve one specific problem. There's no physical inventory, there's no shipping, no packing boxes, no standing in line at the post office. You create it once, put it somewhere where people can buy it, and then it can keep working for you. And here's why this matters when your channel is still small. Let's say one of your videos gets 100 views. That might not sound like much, but if one person watches that video and buys a $17 or $20 guide from you, you just made more from that small video than most people would make from 100 views through AdSense. That's the part a lot of new creators miss. You don't need thousands of people. You need the right person with a real problem and a simple solution that helps them. Now, you might be thinking, what would I even sell? Well, start with what you already know. What do people ask you about? What do you find yourself explaining over and over? What did you have to figure out the hard way? If you teach cooking, maybe it's a meal planning template. If you teach budgeting, maybe it's a simple spreadsheet. If you teach organizing, maybe it's a printable checklist. If you teach YouTube, maybe it's a content planning workbook or an upload checklist or a first video guide. The product doesn't have to be huge. In fact, at the beginning, it probably shouldn't be huge. People are already overwhelmed. They don't need a 97-page monster PDF that makes them feel like they just bought homework. They need one clear thing that helps them take the next step. That's what I've been learning. This is where I've made the most so far, about $40 and growing. Again, not retirement money, but proof. I started with a simple idea. I wanted to help new creators stop overthinking and actually start their first video. So I sat down with ChatGPT and asked it to help me structure a simple one-page plan. I asked, what does a beginner actually need to see on one page to feel confident enough to press record? And in one afternoon, I had a printable plan. I called it Your First Video Plan. I made that one free because I want to build trust and help people take the first step. Then I created a paid version around a similar problem, YouTube Upload Kit, and I priced that at $9. That kit helps people who are overwhelmed by uploading their first video, and maybe they need someone to walk them through what to do step by step. And that's the key. I didn't start by asking, what random thing can I sell? I started by asking, what problem is my viewer having right now? That's where the product comes from. You don't need fancy design skills. And you don't need to be the world's leading expert on something. You don't need to know everything. You need one specific problem your viewer has and one simple tool that helps solve it. The bigger the problem and the faster your product helps someone feel relief, the more valuable it becomes. But don't confuse value with volume. More pages does not automatically mean more helpful. Sometimes the best product is the one that makes someone think, oh, thank goodness, now I know what to do. That's what you want. You want it to be simple, clear, and useful. You can make it in Canva. You can use ChatGPT to help you outline it. You can sell it on something like StanStore, which is what I use. And then you just mention it naturally in your video. Something like, if you want more simple, your first video plan, I'll link it in the description below. Or if uploading your first video seems overwhelming, I made a beginner-friendly upload kit to walk you through it. The link is below. That's it. You don't have to be weird about it. You don't have to hard sell. You're simply saying, if this is the problem you're having, I made something that can help. And the beauty of a digital product is that it can keep working after the video is published. Someone can find that video tomorrow or next month or 6 months from now. And if the problem is still relevant, the product can still help. So here's the simplest way to think about this. Pick one question people ask you. Pick one thing they're confused about. Pick one problem you know how to make easier. Then create a small PDF, a checklist, a template, or a guide that helps them take the next step. Start simple. 5 to 10 pages is probably more than enough. Honestly, even one page could be enough. Make it clear. Make it helpful. Make it something your viewer can actually use. Because you're not just selling information. People can find information anywhere. What you're doing is you're selling relief. You're helping someone go from, I don't know where to start, to, okay, maybe I can do this, and that's worth paying for. The third way you can start earning before YouTube monetization is by selling templates or prompts. And this is especially useful if you're already using ChatGPT, Claude, Canva, spreadsheets, or any tool where you figured out a process that saves time. Because sometimes the thing you sell isn't a big course. It's not a huge guide. It's the shortcut. It's the thing that helps someone stop staring at a blank screen. For example, if you use ChatGPT regularly, you probably have certain prompts that you go back to again and again. Prompts for video titles or for descriptions, prompts for scripting, for brainstorming ideas, prompts for making a video sound more natural, prompts for turning one idea into a full content plan. And if you're over 50 and learning AI like I am, you know how helpful it is when someone just tells you what to type. That alone can be valuable because a lot of beginners aren't confused because they're lazy. They're confused because they don't know where to start. They open ChatGPT and think, okay, what am I supposed to ask? So if you have prompts that already work for you, you can package them. You can put them into a simple PDF, organize them by category, and add a short explanation under each one that says when to use it. And now you have something helpful. You're not creating something from scratch. You're packaging something you already do. And that's the part I love about this. If you figured out a way to make something easier, faster, or less overwhelming, someone else might want that shortcut too. For my channel, this could be prompts for starting YouTube after 50, prompts for writing a first video script, prompts for coming up with titles, for planning a thumbnail, prompts for understanding YouTube analytics in plain English. Some of those I might give away free to build trust and grow my email list. Others could become a small paid product. And again, this does not have to be complicated. You can make a simple prompt pack called 10 ChatGPT prompts for your first YouTube video, or beginner YouTube prompt pack, or copy and paste prompts for creators over 50. It doesn't need to be fancy. It just needs to be useful. And the more specific it is, the better. Not just ChatGPT prompts, that's too broad, but ChatGPT prompts to help you make your first YouTube video after 50, that's much clearer. Because now the right person knows, oh, this was made for me. And that's what makes templates and prompts work. You're taking something that feels confusing to your viewer and turning it into something they can copy, paste, and use. And that's real help. And real help is something people will pay for. The fourth way you can make money before YouTube monetization is by offering coaching or consulting. Now, I want to be clear. I have not personally done this one yet, but I have researched it enough to understand how it works, and it's one of the higher earning options on the list. Here's the basic idea. Someone watches your videos and thinks, I wonder if she could help me with my specific situation. Then they book a call with you. You get on Zoom or Google Meet. They ask their questions. You help them work through the problem, and they pay you for your time. That's it. And this is where a lot of people stop themselves because they think, well, I'm not an expert. But you don't always need to be the world's leading expert to help someone. Sometimes you just need to be a few steps ahead of the person who's stuck where you used to be. If you figured something out the hard way, there may be someone 1 or 2 steps behind you who would gladly pay for 30 minutes of your time so they don't have to stay confused for weeks. And think about it. There is so much free information on YouTube. You can watch video after video and still feel like none of them answered your specific question. That's why coaching can be valuable. Because on a call, someone can say, here's what I'm trying to do. Here's where I'm stuck. Here's what I don't understand. And you can help them with their actual situation. I've seen coaching calls for all kinds of things. YouTube help, business strategy, fitness and nutrition, midlife changes, organization, content creation, the list goes on. And the prices I've seen can vary a lot, but I've seen beginner-friendly sessions around $50 to $100 for a call. Once someone has experience, testimonials, or a very specific thing that they can help, they may charge more. But at the beginning, you don't have to make it complicated. You can start with one simple offer, something like 30-minute beginner YouTube help session, or 30-minute Canva or thumbnail help call, or start your first video coaching call. One offer, one clear result, one booking link. That's enough to start. You could use something like Calendly, Google Calendar appointment schedules, or Standstore. Calendly is good if you just want people to book a time on your calendar. Google Calendar appointment schedules can be a good free option if you want to keep it simple. And Stan Store can work well if you already use it because you can keep your freebies, digital products, and coaching calls all in one place. For example, if you already have a Stan Store, you could have a freebie, a small digital product, a teleprompter guide, a 30-minute coaching call, all on one page. Then in your video, you could simply say, if you want personal help with this, I offer one-on-one coaching. The link is in the description. That's it. You don't have to make a huge announcement. You don't have to build a giant business overnight. And you don't have to offer 12 different packages. Start simple. And please, be honest about what you can help with. Don't promise something that you can't deliver. But if there is a problem you already have worked through and you can help someone else take the next step faster, that has value. The key here is this. You don't need thousands of subscribers. You don't need a massive audience. And you don't need fancy credentials. You need one person who trusts you enough to say, can you help me with this? And if you can help them, that can become an offer. The fifth way you can make money before YouTube monetization is with curated boxes or kits. Now, this one will not fit every channel, but for certain niches, it can work really well. Here's the idea. If your channel teaches something hands-on, your viewer might watch your video and think, I want to try that too. Maybe you teach crafting or painting or baking, quilting, gardening, or DIY projects. And instead of making your viewer hunt down every single supply on their own, you put the supplies together for them. You make it easier. That's the offer. For example, a quilting channel could put together a kit with fabric, a pattern, thread. Painting channel could include the exact paint color, brushes, and canvas used in the video. A baking channel could create a kit with a recipe card and harder to find ingredients. A craft channel could bundle the supplies needed to make the project they just showed. The reason this can work is simple. The viewer already saw the finished product. They already felt interested. They already thought, I kind of want to do that. I want to make that. And your kit gives them the easiest next step. They don't have to make a list. They don't have to compare products. They don't have to go to 5 different stores. They can just get what they need in one place. Now, this one does take more planning than a digital product. You may need to buy supplies up front. You might need to package things, or you may need to ship them. So I wouldn't start here unless it really fits your niche and you know people are asking for it. But if you have a hands-on channel, this could become a strong income stream because you're not just selling supplies. You're selling the experience your viewer just watched and want for themselves. And that's the key. You're making it easier for them to go from, that looks fun, to, I can actually do this. And that's valuable. So here's what I want you to take away from all of this. If you know how to help someone with something specific, you don't have to sit around waiting for YouTube to pay you. You can create one small thing that solves one real problem. That might be an affiliate link, a simple PDF, a prompt pack, a coaching call, a kit. Whatever makes sense for your channel and your audience. You don't need 1,000 subscribers to start thinking this way. You don't need 4,000 watch hours, and you don't need millions of views. You need to understand one problem that your viewer has. Create something that helps them take the next step and give them a simple way to get it. That's it. Because your next video could be the one that brings the right person to you, but they can only buy from you if there's actually something there for them. And I'm not saying this because I've made some huge amount of money. I haven't. I'm Kathy. I'm 55. So far, I've made about $15 from affiliate links and about $65 from digital products. That's not a fortune, but it is proof. Proof that you can start earning before you're monetized, before you have a huge audience, before anyone tells you that you're big enough. And honestly, I think that matters because when you're starting later, it's so easy to feel like you missed your chance. Like everyone else knows how this works. Like you have to wait until you're more polished, more confident, more established, or more official. But you don't need to wait for permission. Pick one small offer, one helpful thing, one problem you know how to make easier. Start there. And if you want, leave a comment and tell me what kind of product, service, download, or offer you're thinking about making first. I'd love to hear it. And if you're still trying to figure out how to even start your channel, watch this video next. I'll see you there.